an advantage in the water.
Come on, act like cops on one. No, die! Stupid move, kid.
Act like Kachan! That's exactly what he would do. Hello, all you beautiful, wonderful anime fans. Shelby here, and today we are doing episode 10 of My Hero Academia: Encounter with the Unknown. If you want this cat. If you want the previous reaction, episode 9. What was that one called? Was it Yeah, Do Your Best, Ida? I think that was the previous one. Yeah. Well, the thumbnail will be chilling here, and I will have a link right up in here of the episode that you can go to if you did not watch it, or if you didn't see it because you are not subscribed to my channel. You can go do that, so that way you will know when one is there. You can also use that opportunity to go check out my other social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Lemon8. With the possibility of TikTok being banned in the US, I am going to try to use Instagram and Lemon8 more often. So that way, you guys can find me on other social media platforms besides YouTube. And hopefully it doesn't get banned. But if it does, at least you guys have other places you can find me on. If it's banned for you, or even if it's not, you at least have other places you can venture to. And this episode I know is going to be crazy because villains have infiltrated USJ, and we get to see Aizawa in action, and I'm all in for that. So we are going to get started with episode 10 of My Hero Academia. I don't know why I paused. I like how they all want All Might, just All Might.
Maybe if I kill a few kids, he'll come out to play.
Oh.
That day, we learned what the pro heroes are really up to.
Aizawa got pissed with that comment. Ooh, kill him.
Is the entire campus under attack? Or is this their only
This is your
target?
only target because they thought
Either
All
way,
Might
if
was
the
going to be
alarm
there.
sensors aren't being triggered, then one of these villains must have a quirk that's masking their presence here, trespassing here. But they've thought this out. Whatever their plan, they must have a concrete objective in mind. But
I forget how
what is it?
smart Todoroki can be. That they thought All Might was going to be here. That was the point.
Using your quirk to contact the school.
Yes, sir.
What are you gonna do? You can't fight them on your own. There's too many of them. Even if you can nullify their quirks, your fighting style's not suited for this. Your power...
I can't wait to see Aizawa. That's why he has the scarf.
Didn't our intel say it was just gonna be 13 and All Might out here? Who's that?
Her hair just...
You're right. But a villain like you is only dangerous if you can reach me. Good thing. I've taken measures to make sure that never happens.
How annoying. The worst thing about dealing with pros is when they live up to all their hype.
Aizawa lives up to that hype, man. I love him. They're not going to let the students leave so easily.
There is no escape for you.
Damn. I blinked and the guy who seems like the most trouble got away.
Fitting place for All Might, the symbol of peace, to take his last breath. I believe he was supposed to be here today, and yet I see no sign of him.
Did you think we were just gonna stand around and let you tear this place to shreds?
To meet my comrades and your dad.
Crap! What is this?
Yeah, he scatters them all across the school. Oh no, Midoriya!
Water.
Uh-oh.
First
Ew.
catch of the day.
You're creepy.
Nothing personal, kid.
It was
But
shark?
You gotta die.
Ooh. He didn't put them in right places. They don't know much about their quirks. He put her in their water.
For a frog, you've got some pretty big
God.
boobs, Fu. Perfect floaties.
I thought gentle she was.
Shelby.Osamu, her quirk
Frog.
It's pretty self-explanatory. She can basically do anything a frog can.
This is turning out to be a terrible day of class.
You don't say.
It though. Huh? If the villains spent so much time planning this attack, then they probably figured out a way to kill him. And didn't you hear what that smoke guy said? Maybe we should worry more about not getting tortured to death.
I mean, she's not 100% wrong.
They wouldn't have planned this attack if they didn't. But why him out of all the heroes?
Because he's a symbol of peace.
Because his very existence discourages villains and evil? Because I have to face this evil. Head on! If they can beat him, then we have to stop whatever it is these...
You are my god, John. Aren't you embarrassed to lose to a child? For God's sake, you're adults. Put up a real fight.
For God's sake, you're adults! One. I think this is when him and Kirishima kind of start to become friends a little bit, is during this. Aizawa! Beat him up! Beat him up! I kind of feel bad for Midoriya. Stance! I love his stance! Look at him! Look at our boy!
Time to join my students.
Hold your horses.
Hold your horses!
Hello, Nezu, sir. Your fur looks
What
especially
is All Might
well-groomed
doing?
and glossy today, sir.
The secret is keratin. I'm not sure that humans can get this kind of lustrous shine. But we can talk about you haven't changed in
Why
all
does
these
he
years.
do
You've always been proactive. Only now your heroism must be limited due to your injury. Plus, you've also got the added work of training one for all successor to this job. Oh dear, you're smoking. That can't be good.
Oh dear, you're smoking!
I really do wish you prioritize
Why is he
your
still
students over
sitting
your
like
hero
that?
work. They
Get
deserve
up,
it.
All Might!
After all, there are plenty of other
Oh my
hero
God.
agencies working throughout the city.
Yeah.
Philosophies
God.
they could prove
Great.
to be.
Right.
This is turning into a lecture.
Here, drink up.
He's always so long-winded whenever there's tea involved.
Happening.
Where is everyone? They've been scattered across the facility, but our classmates are still here.
What do we do? The guy's not
The faculty, what's going on here? The alarms aren't sounding, and our phones and radios are useless right now. One of these villains must be to blame. Even though he...
That's very true. He could be hiding somewhere.
I can help you out. Just like I did when I floated you in the cafeteria. Okay? No prob. Please, class rep, do it.
Yeah, it's gotta be you, Ida. You're the fastest one right now by the door.
Doesn't matter if you know what we're planning or not when I'm done with you.
Ha!
Those
don't
villains
like
down there
Meta at
clearly
all.
have an advantage in the water.
I don't know
I'm sure
anyone who
that's where
does.
We'll fight.
Are you even listening?
Nope.
If that's the case,
Don't
they
care.
must have known what was inside the USJ before they warped in.
Yeah. Yeah, they warped you to the shipwreck zone.
That kind of fell apart on you, didn't
A little bit.
That kind of fell apart on you, didn't it?
They don't know what our quirks are. So for all they know, the three of us could be super powerful. Look, none of them are trying to climb into the boat. That proves they're a little unsure.
Obviously, I can jump high and cling to pretty much any wall. And of course, there's my tongue. I can stick it out about 20 meters. Oh yeah, and I can spit out my stomach so I can
I have my super strength, but it comes at a price. Once I use it, I'm pretty much out of commission. It's a double-edged sword until I can control it.
Victoria's face.
Don't look at me like that. This is why I said we should wait for the real heroes.
They got tired of waiting.
I'm starting to get bored. Let's get the show on the road.
That's a great power.
Well, that's a great power.
these things.
Wait, they're afraid to touch them.
The boat will be fully submerged in less than a minute. And once they're in the water, they don't stand a chance again.
Really sure the hero thing is right for you.
It's weirder not to be scared right now.
I mean, yeah. I really don't think he fits. He should not be there.
An enemy that's certain of
Midoriya.
their victory is bound to make a mistake. All Might said something along those lines in a TV interview a while back.
Of course you know that.
What does that mean?
It means he's shaking too.
Come on,
Can't be
act
serious,
like
Midoriya,
Kacchan
what
would!
are you?
Now
Act like Kacchan! That's exactly what he would do!
Ready, Mineta?
Even though he's as scared as I am, even though he's shaking, he's still going through with this.
Because Midoriya is awesome and... Holy shit! That was insane!
Midoriya, how do you do it? You're acting so cool, and I'm not helping at all.
Because Midoriya is cooler than you. Call them something else, for the love of God.
and then come rushing right back to the middle!
Go, Midoriya!
We rounded them all up. They're amazing. Both of you.
No.
I guess we passed the shipwreck zone.
Mineta did was to stick them together, but I'm like, it's not really that impressive to me. Midoriya is a little bit more impressive in my opinion. I love watching Midoriya be scared. Like, he is terrified. Like, that's what Mineta said. He looked scared. He was shaking, but he still jumped in. He was like, what would Kacchan do? And Kacchan would jump out of the boat and be like, die! And that's exactly what he did. And I love the fact that he did that, to actually sit there and be like, what would Kacchan do? And then just did immediately what he would do. And I love that. I love when Midoriya has a little bit of Bakugo come out. I always really like that. And I love Midoriya. Midoriya is probably one of my top 5 main characters. I love his development. I love just everything about him, just throughout this entire show. And he can be cool. Like, yeah, he broke 2 of his fingers, but it was cool. I love watching Aizawa. Watching Aizawa fight and with the scarf and Midoriya just being like, because he's analyzed Aizawa's quirk, but the one thing he probably hasn't maybe seen is Aizawa actually fighting. He's seen Aizawa probably use his quirk, but not watched him in battle. And that's why he has that scarf and why it moves so quickly, is that he may not be as good in combat, but with the scarf, he learned to adapt and use the scarf to his advantage. And that is what makes it really cool to me. Don't really like Mineta. I really don't know anybody who does. He's just one of my least favorite, probably one of my least favorite anime characters so far. I think he's just too annoying to me. I think it's more of a comic relief, but he's just a little too much. Sometimes I don't mind comic relief too, as long as they do things. And I'm like, he really doesn't do anything besides be a pervert. That's really it. That's really all he does. And that's just a little too much to me. If you're going to be a pervert like that sometimes, at least be able to do things or handle your own. Sometimes Sanji can be a lot in One Piece, being a little bit of a creep sometimes with women, but he can hold his own. He's a strong, capable man. Meliodas can be a little bit of a pervert towards Elizabeth, but he is strong and capable on his own. And it's I can be okay with them sometimes, as long as they have some type of cool, interesting thing. If they're interesting and cool and have good backstories. Meliodas has a sad, heartbreaking backstory. And once you understand him in terms of that, you get why he is the way he is towards Elizabeth. And I haven't gotten to Sanji's backstory, but I know some of it through accidental spoilers and stuff. And so I know, there's a reason that Sanji is the way that he is. So it's, to know that there's a reason. But as far as I know, Mineta doesn't fully have a reason. So I don't know. And he just doesn't really do anything. And I don't like him at all. That was it for episode 10 of My Hero Academia Encounter with the Unknown. I really like this kind of beginning soon battle for these kids. I think they kind of got a really good awakening of what being a hero can mean. And kind of think having something like this happen early on, I think can be a good thing. They all really learn from this and benefit from this encounter. And I think they kind of needed it in a way. It kind of makes you realize, like, you know, you need to work on things. It kind of, and it maybe helps too, I feel like. I hate that All Might literally can't be there and can't do anything right now because he did other hero things right before coming to the school. But I also really love Midoriya in this episode too. Him obviously clearly freaking out, clearly shaking because he was scared, but still it was the fact of being like, what would Bakugo do? And Bakugo would jump off the ship and be like, die! And that's exactly what he did. And I love that moment for him. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of My Hero Academia. Stay tuned for the next one, episode 11. And like always, I am happy you were here. Believe it.
Anyway, bye-bye.